My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. Every single week, we break down full UFC fight cards. We give you our predictions, our bets, and our fantasy plays. So make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our content. And this video is brought to you by BETU Play to Earn. BETU Play to Earn is the world's first online sports and esports betting game. Check it out now at betuearn.com. That's bet, the letter U, earn.com. Next up, at UFC Vegas 50, we have Khalil Rountree versus Karl Roberson. Khalil Rountree is 9-5 overall, 2-3 in his last five, coming off that very sketchy sidekick stoppage over Bukauskas 5 months ago. Karl Roberson, 9-4 overall, 2-3 in his last five, coming off two submission losses in a row. And this is Khalil's first fight since that sidekick stoppage over Bukauskas. If you remember, he was just sort of kicking the knee. It was a John Jones kick that everybody, sort of would lightly criticize John for it. Khalil did it, looked really bad, looked gross. Everybody's saying it should be an illegal kick. Well, it was perfectly legal when he did it, but it was definitely not the best look in the world. But
is
Khalil
it dirty?
Rountree,
Would you say it's dirty?
if it's legal, it's not dirty.
DC said that that's not a strike you would do in practice, and you're supposed to practice how you play.
Practice in a straight up fight. You also don't elbow in practice either. So, Khalil Rountree
I think Sean Strickland does.
Yeah, and then people keep complaining he's slicing him open and he's not going to have any training partners. Anyway, Khalil Rountree, he's a Muay Thai striker. He's got a ton of power and is very fast. He was struggling a bit a few years ago, and to try to separate himself from the pack, he moved to Thailand, tried to reinvent himself, came back, and just absolutely fell flat in that comeback fight. He has won since then, but he's a bit inconsistent. He's had some mixed success. He can knock anyone out on any day as long as he's the one dictating the pace and he's the one that's pressuring forward. And that's exactly what he did against Bukauskas in that last fight. The biggest issue for Khalil is he has holes on the ground and only a 50% takedown defense to try to keep it on its feet. Karl Roberson is a decently well-rounded guy with solid striking and a few sneaky submissions in his back pocket. The problem for him seems to be that the UFC uses him to get other people nice wins and to get other people back on track. They threw him at Marvin Vettori and Brendan Allen back to back, but he's a solid fighter who is pretty well-rounded. And the odds makers here have this as a pick'em when it opened, and it has slightly moved towards the Karl Roberson side, and he's become a little bit more of a favorite. Khalil is absolutely the better raw striker, but he can be gun-shy. Karl Roberson doesn't have the best takedowns, but at a 57% accuracy, we have seen him use wrestling in the past, like when he beat Derek Stewart, Jock Marshman, and Roman Kopylov. So I'm going to give the slight edge to Roberson here because I think he can hang in the striking or at least avoid the big strikes. And then if they get it to the ground, there's a big skill gap between the two of them and a clear win for Roberson if he gets it to the ground. So I do like Roberson here. Jakey boy, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, Roberson 9-4. The 4 losses, all submission losses. He's not gonna have to worry about getting submitted by Khalil Rountree. I think it honestly might even be that easy of a pick because in the striking, Karl Roberson, a former professional kickboxer, has a lot of experience in the striking. He should be a better striker. He should be a better wrestler. Should be a better grappler. But Khalil Rountree is one of those guys that seems to show up when you don't expect him to show up. That Modestas fight was hilarious because in the first round, he was blitzing forward with these combinations. They were a little bit wild, weren't very technical. But you guys got to go back and watch that fight. The look of Modestas' face when Khalil was running after him was like, it was like those videos of street fights when one side realizes I shouldn't be in this fight anymore and they like try to just run away and there's like legit like fear and terror in their eyes, like, oh my god, what's about. He put that fear in another fighter's eyes the way he was blitzing forward. So if Karl is able to withstand that early blitz forward, if Khalil comes out with it, because we've seen, you mentioned he is passive at times, if he comes out of that blitz, if he can just withstand that with his kickboxing background, Rountree will slow down. He probably can get the takedowns if he wants them. But I think this is a back and forth kickboxing match that Karl outpoints him 3-1 in the strikes, kind of dominates it, but doesn't put him away. I put a bet on this for over 2.5 rounds. I think it's minus money, but I don't put a unit on it. I just think this is just kind of a back and forth, boring kickboxing match that Karl should dominate. If he wants to go to the grappling, he definitely can do that, but I think he can win it however he wants, and I think these odds should be a little bit wider than they are. But Khalil is he's a wild card, man.
Yeah, it's he definitely is, and he has that raw power. So he could definitely make something happen. DraftKings has it as a pick'em, so obviously I like the Karl Roberson side. You're going to get even money on him, and we both think he wins. You think he can win striking and grappling. I think he probably should stick with the grappling here just because of Khalil's straight up raw power. And I agree. It's probably a more monkey knife fight because I do think it goes a little bit. Neither one of these guys, obviously they both have some power and technique, but neither one of them are just like glass jaw, get knocked out. They're both pretty tough guys. So I like the more and monkey knife fight. Do you as well? I'm assuming yes.
I assume yes.
Okay. Go to WeWantPicks.com/bets. Sign up with any one of our 5 betting partners. Make a deposit. Let us know after you do, and we send you $50 as a thank you for supporting us and our partners. That's $50 free at WeWantPicks.com/bets.